Over the years, online reality game shows have increased in popularity as they allow avid Survivor fans to experience the show for themselves from the comfort of their own house. I partnered up with OrgC and 5 orgs associated with them to identify 5 Survivor twists Survivor should really use. Firstly, the twist on the thumbnail, the mutiny advantage. Mutinies previously existed in old school Survivor rather often, and they contributed directly to different season storylines. For example, Candice and Penner abandoned their group in the Cook Islands mutiny, resulting in the infamous I-24 underdog storyline. Nevertheless, modern Survivor sadly seems to have stepped away from mutinies with parchment-based advantages. But the geniuses at Goldvivor have brought mutinies into the 2020s with the mutiny advantage. This combines the old twist that people loved with the modern era's philosophies. This advantage is pre-merge exclusive and can be used in one of modern Survivor summits, or it can be hidden at challenge sites to reward a sneaky contestant. When in a contestant's possession, it gives them the ability to mutiny to another tribe of their choosing at the next immunity challenge whenever they choose. Considering the fans didn't enjoy Survivor's 44 attempt at swapping tribes, this instead gives power to the contestants and lets them decide if the grass is greener on the other side, or if the sand is shinier. With that said, there is one issue: the 3-tribe non-swap nature of the modern format. It means if one person decides to mutiny from a tribe, constantly losing challenges, it could result in the tribe being whittled down to literally one contestant. But with swaps, or a 2-tribe format, which the fans have been pleading production to bring back, it makes this advantage incredibly useful. In fact, even if it isn't useful to the person that originally found the advantage, they can still pass it off to a contestant on another tribe at the reward challenge, and this gives them the opportunity to mutiny by the time of the immunity challenge. In essence, this twist feels like a win-win. On the topic of win-win, it's about time in the video, in true Bandit Survivor fashion, that we once again discuss a new idle format Survivor could use. This is from Twistvivor, and if that org sounds familiar, it's because they featured on the channel before in one of these videos containing twists Survivor should use. They were responsible for modernising the abstain to gain vote, a twist modern Survivor actually used. Needless to say, this org is on a hot streak, and the owners are looking to carry that momentum with the shared immunity idol. This features like the split idol in the Edge of Extinction, however there are some notable differences. Just like that season, the idol comes in 2 halves, and the finder must give one half to another contestant. However, unlike Survivor's version, they can't give them back the other half the next day. These 2 halves are in another person's possession for the entirety of the game, and both have the power of a full idol, but can only be played at the same tribal council. This presents a real moral dilemma, as person A may want to play it at the final 9 tribal, whereas person B may want to save it until the final 8. We could also end up in a similar situation in HHH, where one person plays one half and the other declines, leaving their once friend completely defenseless against a blindside. Now, this is a bit more powerful than a regular idol, so it will likely need to be played at the final 7 or 8 at the latest. That being said, it unlocks a lot of options that are unachievable with a regular idol, and is a twist with a lot of variants. Since we're in the mood for different variants, let's get on to number 3, which is honestly so simple but a fantastic addition thanks to the LQS Survivor org. In Survivor, we've seen they remove a juror advantage, allowing one contestant in the endgame to pick a juror and eliminate them from the game. In Korong, this was done to pad out episode lengths because the 3 medevacs disrupted the format of the show. However, we've seen this twist play out internationally in both Survivor South Africa and Australian Survivor. In fact, it was even used in the most recent season of Australian Survivor, Heroes vs Villains. While the fans have acknowledged that the twist is one of the better ways to expand episode length or cover for a non-elimination round, the community is still upset. People feel like the jury phase is a milestone and feel bad for a contestant sitting on the jury bench tribal after tribal, only to be told, nope, turns out you won't be at the final tribal. The new solution is, instead of taking away a contestant's prestige of being a jury member, the player should be able to earn an advantage to give a jury member of their choice an extra vote. And considering modern Survivor's almost obsession with extra votes nowadays, this shouldn't be that much of an issue. It encourages the contestant to have good social reads on who would be most likely to vote for them on the jury. Plus, it isn't a disastrously overpowered twist, so if there is another evacuation or ejection, instead of introducing a clone of Season 44's controversial Final 11 twist, we can give this power as a reward after one of the challenges in the endgame. It is still incredibly useful, but isn't extremely unfair. While we're mentioning challenges, let's also make our way onto the Duel Idol. This twist comes from my good friend Thermal, owner of Thermvivor. With Modern Survivor revolutionising its hidden immunity idol each season, this one idol can be a fun addition. This idol retains the same functions as the regular hidden immunity idol. You stand up, play it, and Jeff announces if it's real or fake. Now at this stage, Jeff would say you're immune and no votes count against you. But not with the Duel Idol, you're not immune from any votes. Instead, if you're the top vote getter, you are put into a two-person duel against the person with the second highest number of votes. Or if there is a tie for second place, the individual that played the idol can pick who goes into the duel with them. This duel happens in a little campsite, a small distance away from Tribal Council, kind of like the Final 7 Villains tribe in Australian Survivor Heroes vs Villains. And well, we all saw how much chaos that one rogue challenge caused. Now a lot more strategy is at play, and it means simply spamming idols isn't enough. Now you have to be able to count votes, know where they are going, and create strategies to get the second highest number of votes onto someone you feel you can beat in a challenge. I'd also like it if the person who played the idol had a choice between challenges. At the challenge site they could pick between a stacking competition like Balancing Point, or something more physical based like Jailbreak. That way it adds further strategy by allowing the contestant to play towards their strengths and identify which challenge their opponent may be weaker at. It's not an outright replacement for the idol, and the challenge will take up time, but considering Survivor seasons will now have 90 minutes, it could definitely fit into the format. It keeps production happy who love twist-fueled episodes like the Hourglass Mergatory Do or Die and the list goes on, but actually gives the contestants power. As a complete juxtaposition to the prior twist, we have the Phoenix twist designed by Cellivivor, with probably the coolest org logo ever. Nevertheless, this features from the merge and onward and is last in effect at the final 6 tribal. Modern Survivor has had issues with power structures remaining largely intact and continuously picking off those on the bottom, and this could be a solution. The person with the highest number of votes is still eliminated from the game, but the person with the second highest number of votes becomes immune at the next tribal council. Then in the next round, the person with the second highest number of votes becomes immune at the next round. It's a fun, easy to understand twist that changes the dynamics each round and decreases the viability of a majority splitting the vote on a minority again and again. The only issue with this twist is that if two people are tied as the second highest vote getters, they will have to draw rocks out of a bag to determine who gets immunity at the following round. With that said, for this being one twist, it can completely revolutionise gameplay, and through some smart play, it can turn the Phoenix twist into an advantage. To check out these incredible orgs and potentially play Virtual Survivor for yourself, check out the description for their org links below. If you want to support the channel and help it grow, please hit that subscribe button, as the content on my channel promotes smaller communities, as well as giving fans a voice. Until we meet again, make sure to enjoy your stay, have fun playing orgs, and say it with me now, peace!